Iruma Suzuki, a 14-year-old Japanese boy, finds himself unable to decline polite requests. Despite having scumbag parents, he diligently works to support them. However, his life takes a drastic turn when he is suddenly abducted to the netherworld by a demon named Sullivan. Iruma's parents had sold his soul to Sullivan. The demon, feeling envious of his friends Levi and Belial boasting about their grandsons, wishes to adopt Iruma as his cherished grandson. In order to fulfill this desire, Iruma reluctantly agrees and is enrolled in a demon school. There, he must conceal his human identity at all costs to avoid being devoured by his classmates. During the school's opening ceremony, Iruma attends and discovers that Sullivan is the director of the demon school. As the first-year representative, Asmodeus Alice attempts to deliver his speech, but Sullivan intervenes and assigns the task to Iruma instead. Iruma reluctantly takes the stage and reads a speech provided by Sullivan. Unbeknownst to Iruma, the speech is actually a powerful spell designed to awe and intimidate the students, ensuring that Iruma doesn't falter or bring embarrassment upon himself. The students are both terrified and impressed by the speech's impact. Asmodeus challenges Iruma to a duel in response to feeling insulted by him. However, due to Iruma's upbringing under his scumbag parents, who frequently exposed him to perilous situations, he has developed an extraordinary talent for evading danger. Iruma's exceptional reflexes allow him to effortlessly dodge Asmodeus' attacks. The other students mistakenly interpret Iruma's evasive maneuvers as a refusal to fight back, assuming that he considers Asmodeus to be weak. During the duel, a girl in the audience is in danger, prompting Iruma to save her. However, due to the lingering effects of Sullivan's spell, Iruma is unable to move forward and inadvertently sends Asmodeus flying backward with a powerful German suplex, rendering him unconscious. Word of this incident quickly spreads throughout the school, catapulting Iruma to fame. Much to Iruma's surprise, Asmodeus joyfully proclaims himself as Iruma's servant. Sullivan is pleased to see Iruma gaining recognition and foresees a promising future for him in the netherworld. During a breakfast with Sullivan, Iruma astounds everyone with his astonishing capacity to devour massive amounts of food. Initially, Iruma contemplates refusing to attend demon school, but he changes his mind when Sullivan unveils additional thoughtful gifts for him. Asmodeus informs Iruma that they must summon their magical familiars, as the power of their familiars will determine their demonic rank and the class they will be assigned to at the school. Iruma faces immediate disapproval from their advisor, Nabrius Caligo, solely because of their relation as Sullivan's grandson. To summon their familiars, the students engage in a ceremony where they use their own blood on summoning parchments, which bear the distinct demonic seal of Nabrius. This particular precaution is taken to ensure the integrity of the process and prevent any attempts at cheating. Asmodeus successfully summons a fire-breathing Gorgon snake as his familiar. On the other hand, when Iruma attempts to summon a familiar, the absence of demonic power in their blood results in an unintended demon summoning. Utilizing the power of Nabrius' demonic seal, Iruma accidentally summons Nabrius himself as their familiar, taking on the embarrassing form of a small, adorable owl with bat wings and horns. Although the summoning was accidental, the other students mistakenly assumed that Iruma must possess exceptional power to bind Nabrius as a familiar, further enhancing Iruma's growing fame. Sullivan shares the joyful news that familiar summoning contracts are binding and endure for a full year. However, the incident leaves Nabrius bedridden due to shock, leaving Iruma's rank uncertain. Iruma encounters the lively and energetic Valak Clara, whom Asmodeus advises him to avoid due to her eccentricities and social outcast status. Despite this, Clara develops a strong bond with Iruma, who feels compelled to spend time and play with her whenever she politely requests it. Clara discloses her extraordinary ability to possess magical pockets capable of duplicating any object she sees. Iruma discovers that other students have been taking advantage of Clara's abilities, using her to create free food for them. Clara sadly admits that she has become accustomed to having to bribe people in order to be their friend. However, when Clara attempts to bribe Iruma, he refuses, which initially upsets her. Yet, Iruma surprises her by expressing his desire to be her friend without any bribes. This brings immense joy to Clara. When other students try to manipulate her again, Clara retaliates by hurling a drinks machine at them and using Asmodeus as a target in a game of paint dodgeball. Iruma feels uncertain about whether Asmodeus and Clara are truly his friends since he had never experienced friendship before. He discovers that a student's rank determines the type of food they can order. Trouble arises when Clara, due to her pocket duplication abilities, is accused by the snack stall owner of shoplifting. Nabrius intervenes to resolve the situation, but Clara tricks Iruma into summoning Nabrius, reverting him back into an owl form. Iruma, Clara, and Asmodeus flee while the stall owner captures Nabrius and demands payment for the allegedly stolen items. Iruma takes the initiative to ask Asmodeus and Clara if they consider themselves friends, only to discover that demons have no understanding of the concept of friendship. Nevertheless, they agree to be friends regardless. In a faculty meeting led by Sullivan, It is decided that Iruma, Clara, and Asmodeus will be placed in the misfit class for troublesome students. Sullivan reveals to Iruma that he intentionally put him in a class with other troublemakers, including Asmodeus and Clara, to ensure he wouldn't feel alone and stand out. Iruma finds himself quickly falling victim to the booby trap set by his new classmates, who had placed bets on his ability to survive. He encounters Sabnak Sabro, a tall and strong delinquent who harbors aspirations of becoming the next Demon King. Iruma discovers that there are 10 demonic ranks, with the Yod rank, the 10th and highest, being the strongest. Additionally, the Demon King is always chosen from among those who hold the Yod rank. Sabnak admits that he was placed in the misfit class due to his attempt to defeat a teacher. Nabrius arrives and presents the students with a challenge to determine their ranks, an intense race through a perilous valley. However, Nabrius cautions them to steer clear of the guardian beast, which happens to be in an exceptionally bad temper. While most students choose to fly, Iruma, lacking demon wings, ends up falling off the cliff when pushed by an impatient Nabrius. Sabnak bravely faces the guardian with the aim of defeating it and securing a prestigious rank. Meanwhile, Iruma is taken away by demonic crows but accidentally dropped into the nest of the injured baby guardian. Iruma lends a helping hand and realizes that his human blood possesses remarkable healing abilities, instantly restoring the demon baby's injuries. In gratitude, the baby guardian offers to fly Iruma to the flag as a token of appreciation. In a different turn of events, Sabnak admits his error in challenging the guardian, acknowledging its overwhelming power and his own defeat. Sabnak unveils his ambition to become the Demon King, driven by his desire to surpass his pacifist older brother. Suddenly, Iruma appears before him, calming the guardian by revealing that its injured child has been healed. Sabnak assumes that Iruma possesses some extraordinary power, allowing him to fearlessly face the guardian. At the race's finish line, Asmodeus takes the first position, while Clara secures the second position while riding on Asmodeus' shoulders. Despite riding on the Guardian's back, Iruma and Sabnak ultimately finish last in the race. Nabrius clarifies that a ranked owl will distribute badges indicating each student's rank. Sabnak proclaims Iruma as his rival. Asmodeus achieves the Delete rank, Clara attains the Gimel rank, and Sabnak secures the Bet rank. Instead of a badge, Iruma receives a gold ring, which surprises Sabnak. This event triggers Sabnak's recollection of a prophecy that the next Demon King would subjugate other demons, possess healing powers through his blood, be a foreigner, and wear Solomon's ring. Iruma becomes terrified when a black flame demon emerges from the ring and begins sapping the power of his classmates. Nabrius senses the danger posed by the ring and tries to sever Iruma's entire arm, but Sullivan intervenes, reprimanding Nabrius for his actions. Sullivan reveals that the ring is, in fact, the gluttonous feeder ring, which possesses the ability to devour magical power. To calm the ring down, Sullivan feeds it some of his own power, pacifying it. Iruma's rank remains uncertain, resulting in him receiving the lowest rank, Aleph, by default. However, his reputation continues to grow due to his taming of the Guardian and the incident with his ring attacking his classmates. This increased fame catches the attention of the student council. In their botany class, the students are taught how to utilize magic to cultivate demonic plants. Sabnak creates a voracious flower, Asmodeus conjures an elegant fiery flower, and Clara cultivates a bizarre mutated flower. Iruma, without magical abilities, jokingly recites a spell while reminiscing about Japan. Unexpectedly, Sullivan's magic surges from his ring as he contacts Iruma, revealing that the ring grants Iruma the power to use magic. However, Sullivan neglected to set a limit on its potency. Iruma's seed grows uncontrollably, resulting in the explosive emergence of a gigantic cherry blossom tree that devastates the greenhouse. Student Council President Azazel Amelie identifies the tree as a human plant and suspects that Iruma may be a human. Privately, Amelie discloses that most demons believe humans are non-existent. However, her family possesses a library of sacred relics that includes Japanese manga, and she has become infatuated with the First Love Memory series. Due to her inability to read Japanese, she mistakenly assumes it is a guidebook for human love spells. As Iruma attempts to tidy up the scattering cherry blossoms, Clara unintentionally creates more mess. While walking away, Iruma turns a corner and accidentally collides with Amelie. Recognizing the resemblance to a romantic scene from the First Love Memories series, Amelie jumps to the conclusion that Iruma is using human magic to make her fall in love with him, leading her to believe that he must be a human. Iruma assumes that Amelie is upset with him, while Amelie believes they are engaged in a magical love duel. However, Amelie realizes that she can read Japanese and, instead of disclosing Iruma's human identity, she takes him to her office and requests him to read the story aloud for her. After Iruma finishes reading, Amelie, feeling embarrassed, adds her phone number to his device so she can contact him for further reading sessions. Iruma finds himself torn between his old life and his new life in the demon world. Opera informs him that he may have the chance to visit the human world if he achieves a high rank as a demon. Meanwhile, Amelie summons Iruma, raising suspicions from Asmodeus and Clara. Amelie, influenced by the events in First Love Memories, considers spending time with Iruma as a date. Asmodeus and Clara, wearing detection warding glasses, secretly follow Iruma. Asmodeus assumes that Iruma is plotting to take over the student council, while Clara believes that they are excluding her from a new game. Inspired by the lessons on ambition from First Love Memories and Amelie's future aspirations, Iruma becomes aware that his submissive nature has held him back from having personal ambitions. Asmodeus intervenes to prevent Clara from jeopardizing Iruma's plans to seize control of the school. Iruma finds it challenging to define his own dream, prompting Amelie to encourage him to temporarily focus on raising his rank. Unexpectedly, Clara bursts into the room, mistakenly assuming that Amelie intends to take Iruma away. As time goes by, Iruma grows closer to Amelie, which triggers increasing jealousy in Clara. Sabnok advises Clara to attract Iruma's attention using her feminine charm. However, as Clara lacks such skills, she enrolls in a seduction class to learn how to be sexy. Unfortunately, the succubus teacher, Rame, determines that Clara only possesses a level of 2 in sexiness, rendering her incredibly innocent. Clara attempts to use seductive tactics on Iruma, but he interprets it as mere playful behavior. Clara becomes disheartened, but her spirits are lifted when her mother affectionately kisses her on the forehead, returning her to her usual self. The next day, Clara attempts to kiss Iruma, but he skillfully evades her with his incredible dodging ability. As a result, Clara receives detention from Nabrius. Feeling insecure about her lack of sex appeal, Clara believes she will lose Iruma's interest. However, when Iruma innocently reveals that he sees her as a girl, Clara's confidence is restored. She declares her determination to make Iruma fall for her. As they hold hands, Iruma feels a peculiar sensation in his heart, and Rain happily notices that Clara's sexiness has increased to 10%. Iruma becomes determined to raise his rank from a low first to a higher second. He seeks Asmodeus' assistance in climbing the ranks, but Asmodeus takes it to the extreme and starts plotting for Iruma to become a Yod, the 10th rank, and rule the school. However, Iruma assures him that reaching the Bet rank would be sufficient for him. Asmodeus agrees to help Iruma raise his rank, believing that Iruma has a compelling reason for aiming for the Bet rank. He suggests that performing well in the upcoming rank promotion exam, called Execution Cannonball, is the key. Iruma initially relies on his evasion skills but realizes that other students can use their demonic powers. He seeks training from Sullivan and discovers he can use the ring for magic in the exam. However, Iruma decides he wants to compete using his own power instead of relying on magic borrowed from Sullivan. Sullivan enhances Iruma's hands to level the playing field and delegates the physical training to Opera. Despite Iruma's instinct to dodge, he perseveres in trying to catch the ball and receives support from Asmodeus and Clara. Even after a week of practice, he struggles to catch the ball, but Opera assures Sullivan that Iruma is enjoying himself throughout the process. Finally, Iruma successfully catches the ball, and Opera informs Sullivan that he is now prepared to participate in the exam. On the day of the exam, Nabrius informs the students that their ranks will increase based on defeating opponents, but only if they are part of the winning team. Asmodeus is assigned to a different team than Iruma but decides to assist him nonetheless. The exam begins in utter chaos, with Iruma's classmates utilizing their demonic powers and Clara flooding the court with multiple balls. Despite the chaos, Iruma successfully catches the real ball, only to realize that he never learned how to throw it. Sabnok, frustrated by Asmodeus' apparent distraction, attempts to strike him but ends up getting struck out by Asmodeus instead. Asmodeus continues to eliminate players without much thought until only he and Iruma are left. This puts Asmodeus in a difficult situation as he considers the implications of letting Iruma win. After some hesitation, he decides to throw the ball with all his strength. Amelie arrives to observe the exam, and Iruma, overcoming his fear, manages to catch the powerful throw. However, unable to stop the ball's momentum, Iruma improvises and spins in a circle, redirecting the ball back towards Asmodeus, who is struck by his own power. Impressed by Iruma's tactical move, Nabrius promotes his rank to Bet second. Amelie congratulates Iruma on finally finding ambition. Iruma expresses gratitude to Opera for the training, which upsets Sullivan, who realizes he did very little to assist Iruma emotionally. A new teacher named Boss Robin starts teaching the Misfit class about the significance of bonding with their familiars. Asmodeus and Sabnok summon their Gorgon snake and Kelby horse, while Clara summons her mysterious familiar, Fawful. Iruma initially refuses to participate, but Boss Robin politely requests his cooperation. Reluctantly, Iruma summons a furious Nabrius. Boss Robin reminds Iruma about the importance of controlling his familiar in accordance with the rules set by Nabrius. Nabrius aims to make Iruma the top summoner by engaging in embarrassing games to foster trust. Iruma apologizes, prompting Nabrius to question why Iruma didn't summon them to confront the Valley Guardian. Iruma clarifies that this decision was to avoid harm to both Nabrius and the Guardian, as well as preventing a conflict between Asmodeus and Sob. Nabrius defeats their familiars and angrily educates the students about the powerful and violent nature of familiars, emphasizing their dependence on contracts for control. The top summoners train their familiars while respecting their power, as Iruma does. Nabrius prompts Balls to reconsider their teaching style. Iruma discovers the Battlers, a group of students who support each other to improve their ranks, similar to school clubs. Iruma decides to join a Battler group to pursue a new goal and potentially raise their rank once more. As the senior Battlers initiate the rookie hunt, an alarming stampede ensues as older students fiercely vie for first-year recruits. Amidst the chaotic hunt, most seniors target Asmodeus, endangering the safety of the new students. Amelie, alongside the student council, closely observes the tumultuous scene. Iruma has a sudden realization that Amelie is the student council president. To everyone's surprise, Amelie extends an invitation to Iruma, inviting them to join the council's Battler group. Nabrius introduces a 3-day trial period during which students can test various Battlers before committing to one. Clara shows a consistent interest in the rhymed succubus Battler, while Iruma finds it challenging to make a decision due to his popularity, resulting in multiple invitations. However, Iruma's ring unexpectedly activates and transports him through the air, leading him to Ami Kirio, the recruiter for the magical apparatus Battler, whose necklace is crafted from the same material as Iruma's ring. Iruma explores various Battlers, many of which prove to be risky and unsuitable. To address this, Sullivan modifies Iruma's ring, allowing him to select different magic levels, Devil, Demon, or Ifrit, and an emergency level called Pandorula. After testing the ring at the Execution Cannonball Battler, Iruma receives a text from Amelie, reminding him to visit the Council Battler before the trial period ends. Iruma gets caught in an explosion triggered by one of Kirio's apparatuses. The Council members are puzzled by Amiri's sudden interest in battles and recruiting. Iruma sends a text to Amelie, informing her that he won't be able to visit the Council due to the aftermath of Kirio's explosion. However, Amelie misinterprets this as Iruma being scared away after discovering she is the Council president. Kirio reveals that he specializes in researching and creating magic items, but his own magic power is too weak to use them. His purpose is to empower weaker demons to stand up against mistreatment by higher-level demons. Iruma decides to join Kirio's Battler, and both Clara and Asmodeus follow suit. Later, Iruma visits the student council, initially delighting Amelie, but he explains that he joined another Battler instead. As the trial period comes to an end, the school gets ready for the battle party to welcome the new Battler recruits and meet their parents. Meanwhile, Sullivan is obligated to attend the 13's dinner, a gathering of the Netherworld's 13 greatest heroes. They express their concerns about the chaos and the absence of a demon king and discuss the possibility of raising either Sullivan, Levi, or Belial to the throne. Levi and Belial are in agreement that Sullivan should assume the throne, but Sullivan declines the offer due to his desire to spend more time with Iruma. However, Henry, one of the 13 heroes and Amelie's father, is compelled to arrest Sullivan after discovering evidence of his unauthorized visits to the human world. Sullivan is then interrogated by the Demon Border Control. As parents' visit to the school approaches, most first-year students become anxious. Sullivan, who is temporarily absent due to his arrest, designates Nabrius as the interim school director. Meanwhile, the staff speculates about the reason behind Sullivan's arrest. Kirio reveals that Battlers compete through presentations for prizes and potential rank advancement. However, the magical apparatus Battler usually lacks the budget to compete effectively. This inspires Iruma to come up with the idea of creating fireworks for the testing, which requires darkness. As a result, Kirio decides that they must spend the night at school. During their attempt to create gunpowder, Kirio reveals his ability to create magical barriers, which explains how he survives multiple explosions. Iruma asks Amelie to lend him one of her manga so that Kirio can see what a firework should look like, but she initially refuses. However, she changes her mind when she realizes it means she would get to see real fireworks. After successfully creating fireworks, they exhaust themselves with a playful pillow fight, combining Iruma's dodge ability with Kirio's barriers. Later, Kirio enters a contract with a powerful demon named Ball, who can use lightning magic. It is revealed that Ball is the reason for Sullivan's arrest and that he and Kirio have been plotting to create a machine to destroy the school. The Battler party is scheduled to span 3 days, offering the first place prize of rank promotions for the Battler members and the Battler president. In the meantime, Kirio diligently works on his machine, with flashbacks revealing that Iruma played a crucial role in its completion. However, it becomes evident that Kirio's powerful demon ally intends to utilize the machine to cause harm to as many students as possible. Kirio is surprised by Iruma's unexpected arrival in his hidden workshop, as Iruma was pulled through the air by his ring. Iruma was searching for Kiryo's necklace. In response, Kiryo reveals that the secret workshop is located on the school roof behind one-way soundproof glass. He explains that the purpose of the workshop is to empower the weak and enable them to stand up against the strong. The school bell will be rung to commence the party. Although Iruma doesn't fully grasp Kiryo's intentions, he encourages him to compete for first prize with their fireworks, aiming to demonstrate that strength is not the sole factor for victory. Kiryo is delighted by their shared similarities, and their bond becomes apparent. With the preparations complete, the Battler party commences, much to tease Kiryo's excitement. The party eve kicks off with a festive atmosphere the night before the main competition. As fireworks require darkness, Iruma and the others decide to survey their competition. Iruma eliminates the Yakisoba Battler from the competition by devouring their renowned ogre-sized serving, depleting their ingredients. Iruma receives a warning from his classmates about his main rivals in the competition. They include the new Magic Battler who aims to conjure water from a stone, the Game Battler with their virtual sorcery hat enabling virtual reality experiences, and the Underwater Circus and Magic Beast battles. During the preparations for the competition, Asmodeus plans to ignite their main firework when the school bell rings. However, Clara accidentally triggers the fuse, revealing that their largest firework is missing. Kiryo has taken the stolen firework to his workshop. Ameli's father possesses evidence of Sullivan kidnapping Iruma, provided by Ball, a powerful demon assisting Kiryo. As the sun sets, Kiryo destroys his necklace, creating barriers that immobilize everyone in the school. Iruma is trapped by Clara and a barrier, separating him from Asmodeus. Meanwhile, Kiryo initiates his plan, and Sullivan senses the appearance of barriers. Iruma deduces that the barriers were created by a Tet 9th rank demon and can only be completely destroyed by an Yod 10th rank demon, such as Sullivan. This realization suggests that Sullivan's arrest was premeditated. Nabrius successfully bypasses the barriers by breaking them and informs the students that the barriers were set up as a surprise maze event by the new Magic and Game Battlers. Nabrius starts investigating demons who can create barriers and becomes concerned that the students may have been manipulated into gathering in the courtyard. Kiryo places the firework in a machine designed to destroy the school, but is surprised when he discovers that Iruma is making his way towards the lab despite the barriers set up by Kiryo. A flashback reveals that Kiryo had been planning this attack for a long time, and now he is using a school map and a replica of Kiryo's magical apparatus created by Clara to guide Iruma through the barriers. Nabrius suspects Kiryo as the main culprit and instructs the teachers to apprehend him. During the chaos, part of the school collapses, but Ameli manages to save a student from a life-threatening situation. Meanwhile, Iruma successfully makes his way to the lab, where he confronts Kiryo and learns about his intention to use the firework to destroy the school. Kiryo discloses that the Ami family is renowned for their barrier and magical abilities. However, due to his weak magic, he was sent to the Garden of Delinquents. Despite facing bullying, he managed to make a friend. Tragedy struck when the bully threw his friend's earring into a river and Kiryo failed to catch it with a barrier, causing her immense despair. It was during this moment that Kiryo realized he derived perverse pleasure from witnessing people's despair. Ball, who believed that demons are too kind compared to their society's dark history, aided Kiryo in plotting to destroy Babylos as a representation of their weakened society. Kiryo intended to revel in Iruma's despair when Clara and Asmodeus died. However, to Kiryo's surprise, Iruma remains unfazed and calmly removes the firework. Iruma explains that due to his challenging childhood, he rarely experiences feelings of despair anymore. Kiryo realizes the stark difference between himself and Iruma. Iruma activates the effort mode of his ring in an attempt to throw the firework into the sky, but it collides with the barrier, bringing the explosion closer. In a moment of desperation, Iruma goes against his promise to Sullivan and activates the Panda Ruler mode of his ring. This destroys the barrier and causes the firework to explode in the sky, bringing joy to the watching students. Exhausted, Iruma loses consciousness, but Kiryo intervenes and saves him from falling off the roof. Despite his frustration over his failed plan, Kiryo accepts defeat and acknowledges that Iruma is a superior demon. During a conversation with Kiryo, it is revealed that Boss Robin used archery magic to send a warning note to Sullivan. Sullivan escapes from prison and witnesses Iruma using Pandarola to destroy the barrier, leading to Sullivan saving the school from falling debris. The teachers capture Kiryo, who warns Iruma about other demons desiring an evil society. Kiryo is apprehended by Demon Border Control for interrogation. Sullivan demonstrates to Iruma the immense power of his firework, but he receives a scolding from Ameli for not watching it together. Iruma acknowledges the contributions of Asmodeus, Clara, and Kiryo to the success of the firework. As the Battler party commences, the students participate in a voting process to choose their favorite battlers. At the same time, their parents arrive for the event. Iruma takes charge of preparing the remaining fireworks. He also encounters 4 of Clara's siblings and her equally eccentric mother. Asmodeus finds himself caught in an embarrassing situation with his mother, Amaryllis, a demon lord of seduction, who showers him with love and affection. Sullivan and Opera join Iruma at the festival, leading to a lively and chaotic atmosphere. As the sun sets, they ignite fireworks, and Iruma proudly declares his newfound family is his source of joy. He insists on taking a photograph with Sullivan and Opera. With the voting process completed, the winner of the Battler Party is determined. The closing ceremony commences with the distribution of prizes. The Succubus Battler receives an upgraded club room. The new Magic Battler is awarded a year's supply of black holy water, and the grand prize of a rank increase goes to the Broadcast Battler. Nabrius introduces a surprise award where one Battler member will receive a rank increase. Despite the magical apparatus Battler's disqualification caused by Kirio's schemes, they are announced as the winners. However, Iruma is granted the rank increase to Gimel, reaching the 3rd rank. Concerned, Iruma reflects on his tendency to stand out instead of blending in, realizing he may have drawn too much attention to himself. Ameli's father, Henry, becomes curious about Iruma. Ameli summons Iruma to read manga, but he hastily leaves upon seeing Henry. Henry confronts Iruma, unaware of the reason behind Sullivan's attachment to him. He shares an encounter with a human he had in the past, where he legally sent them back to the human world. Henry starts to inquire if Iruma wishes to return home, but Ameli interrupts. Ameli enthusiastically recounts Iruma's recent accomplishments, praising him as an exceptional demon. Suspicious, Henry questions Ameli about her relationship with Iruma, and she awkwardly reveals that they spend time alone discussing love, leaving Henry shocked and somewhat overwhelmed. Asmodeus and Clara express their awareness of the situation involving Kirio to Iruma, but assure him that they are willing to patiently wait for him to reveal the details. Iruma, on the other hand, makes the choice that he no longer desires to go back to the human world and understands the need to put more effort into concealing his human identity. Iruma's rank increase receives significant media attention compared to Kiramu, a Dem doll. Asmodeus clarifies that Dem dolls play a crucial role in redirecting the destructive tendencies of teenage demons by offering popular entertainment that channels their impulses into positive excitement. It is revealed that Kiramu is actually Krosel Kurori, a reserved student from the misfit class who felt embarrassed by her cute idol image. Despite her siblings excelling academically, Krosel discovered that other demons treated her kindly because of her cute appearance. This motivated her to become Kiramu and surpass her siblings to achieve a higher rank than her mother. However, since Iruma's arrival, he has received more media attention than her, leading to feelings of jealousy on her part. At the concert, Krosel becomes furious upon realizing that Iruma is in the audience, thanks to tickets from the Broadcast Battler. By coincidence, Iruma also wins a ticket to meet Kiramu in person. An angry Krosel suggests keeping her identity a secret, but Iruma already knows who she is because of her distinctive hands and his identity-detecting glasses. Krosel is surprised that Iruma noticed such small details and assumes he must be a superfan. However, she is taken aback when Iruma confesses that he is actually jealous of how well she manages to hide her true identity, as he is tired of unintentionally standing out. Realizing that Iruma is more popular than her without even trying, it only further upsets Krosel, and she ends up fainting with a fever from overusing her ice magic. Krosel's manager, Mal, decides to cancel the show because bringing Krosel's body temperature back to normal requires a family member, none of whom will arrive in time. Amelia attends the concert using a ticket from her father, who is working as security. Krosel has a nightmare about disappointing her family but wakes up realizing she missed her stage performance. She then discovers that Iruma saved the show by dressing as a girl and performing an opening act with Clara and Asmodeus, who were dressed like Dem dolls. Initially suspects that the girl on stage resembles Iruma but convinces herself that it couldn't be him. However, she realizes that Iruma, despite hating to stand out, was willing to go on stage to save her career. Krosel decides that Iruma isn't so bad and thanks him for his help, but then insists that he stays on stage and performs for the entire concert. Later, Mal informs Krosel that her entire family had actually come to help while she was asleep, which fills her with immense joy. In a secret conversation with Iruma, Mal reveals that Krosel's family loves her and has watched every concert on TV. However, they are unable to attend in person because they also pass out when they become too excited. Back at school, Krosel warns Iruma that he will regret it if he reveals her identity, but she still asks if they can remain friends. Despite feeling uncomfortable with the attention the female Iruma received in the newspapers, Iruma hopes for a normal day ahead. He has breakfast with Sullivan and then observes Asmodeus and Clara racing to school. He attends homeroom with Nabrius and participates in regular lessons. After school, Iruma spends time reading more manga with Ameli, which contains lines about keeping secrets. Amelie recalls the incident with the female Dem doll resembling Aruma and nervously asks if anything is bothering him, to which he denies. However, when she touches his hand while handing him a snack, her heart beats rapidly. As Aruma heads home, he realizes that he now seems to fit into demon society and worries that it no longer bothers him. Aruma becomes unusually distant as he contemplates Henry's offer to erase his memory and return him home. Meanwhile, Asmodeus and Clara, seeking to uplift Aruma's spirits, sneak into the school kitchen. However, they end up having an argument and decide to each prepare a meal to see which one Aruma prefers. Clara misinterprets her mother's belief that love is the most crucial ingredient and creates a peculiar dish, while Asmodeus, despite his fear of fish, ichthyophobia, opts for an elegant fish-based dish. In the morning, Aruma discovers that both dishes, when combined, create an even more delicious taste. Asmodeus and Clara reluctantly agree after tasting the dishes, and they reconcile their friendship. However, their argument resumes shortly afterward. Finally, Aruma makes the decision to stay in the netherworld after all. And that's where this video ends. If you enjoyed watching this video, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. Also turn on notification bell so you'll never miss out new video. See you next time, take care.